Hi class, this video is the Tuesday video on what to do. This is for Java programming, CIT-63. First of all, this is a zero textbook cost class. So we don't have a fancy Cengage or Pearson textbook, but you don't have to pay $150 for the textbook. You pay zero textbook cost. So I do have two textbooks here in this module called Our Textbook. So generally when I say read chapter 1 or something in our textbook, I'm referring to this textbook here, Java Notes. This is the content here is excellent, and it's all HTML. Everything is here for you. Let's just take a look at chapter 2. It's very well organized. This is the sections. This is an overview of chapter 2, exactly where we should be, even some programming exercises and a quiz on this chapter. So maybe smart way to study for this, start to study for this class is to maybe, preview those textbooks. Now, I also have a PDF textbook here. This textbook, again, 773 pages, but the chapter 2 here, this is more or less, well, I guess this is almost chapter 2 here. Anyway, the chapters don't align, word for word, but they do like where they are. So this is where I want you to be in this module, is here. The basic variables, understand what a variable is, understand what a data type is, understand what an object is, understand what a subroutine is, learn about text input and output, and learn what basic expressions are, and then of course programming environments. So this is what we're going to do this first 2 weeks here, okay? Is here in the PDF, it's in chapter 2, and back here in our HTML version, I would say it's also in chapter 2. Okay, it's also in chapter 2. So here they are aligned. So basically chapter 2, that's what we are studying. Other ways to study this, I do give you a video. Sorry, didn't mean to lose our class there. I do give you a video here. Everything is in modules. So the Tech with Tim here is really good. If
confused, but how to create an array is to first, you have to declare the type that you want your array to be. So all the values in the array, at least for right now, have to be the same type, okay? So in this future video,
I would say start.
Now in this video, I'm going to be adding on to some of the stuff I did with variables in the last video, and I am going to be talking about basic operations like plus, minus, subtraction, division, exponential, all of that, okay?
Input.
So in this video, I'm just going to be teaching you one more operator that I forgot to mention in the last. Everything works fine for you.
Conditions and booleans. I would say,
so in this video,
for the Tech with Tim video, maybe even through the first, 40 minutes, if you wanted to get some instruction out of that, the first 40 minutes, that will help. Now, one more thing. one more thing is Gemini. I do want you to use Gemini. How do we do that? Just start Gemini. My examples are going to be, my AI examples this semester are going to be with Google Gemini. All right, I experimented with it at the last part of last semester, and I'm really impressed with Gemini 3, especially Gemini 3 Pro. It does absolutely amazing. We did vibe coding, which means we did not do any coding ourselves. We just told Gemini what we wanted to. My students made incredible games. They made games that would have taken 2 full semesters to do, previously. Now, does this mean that they understand programming just because they know the prompts to get an AI to produce the code? Of course not. So that's why for the first part of our class, up until we get through the Zookeeper's Challenge, I want you to use Gemini as a programming assistant. I don't want you just to say, create the hello world program in Java and make it look like I did it myself. I am a new programmer. This will probably give me a really, really good example. I'm learning how to print text to the console. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, so if you, just copy this and saved it somewhere, it's just text file, and then push this to your remote repository. Yeah, you would get credit for that, I suppose, but would you learn anything about programming? I think the answer is no. So you need to understand programming, and then once you understand programming, once you understand object-oriented programming and can demonstrate that to me, then we'll get to this point where we can just tell our programming assistants what we want. Okay, so that should be your mindset for this semester in CIT-63. I've tried to present the material to you in a variety of ways. So we have videos, we have text here, and then we can also use Gemini as an assistant. Okay, so we can actually give it that PDF. This is how I do that. I say upload files, and that is going to be in my downloads. Here's that PDF that I just showed you. Okay, so again, don't just tell Gemini to print code for you, but ask it to be your tutor. So be my tutor and get me through chapter 2 of the, and you can talk to it like it's a human, of the book I just gave you. All right, so no fancy technology. You don't have to say knowledge base. Just do this. Be my tutor and get me through chapter 2 of the book I just gave you. this will create a learning plan for chapter 2 for you. And I am telling you, I am going to be out of business as a teacher in about 3 years. There'll be some resistance for being a dislocated worker, so it'll be like 5 years. But my time is definitely limited here as a teacher, right? So Gemini is a much better teacher than I could ever be, right? So a Java program is always contained within a class, and it talks about the Hello World program. A variable is a named location in memory. Absolutely. There are 8 primitive types. This is much better instruction. Oh, this looks like one of our programs I asked you to create for this module, right? Anyway, but you see what I'm doing, rather than just saying, create the, I think it was an overtime, but the idea is kind of the same. You just have to use a double and things like that. So rather than just asking Gemini to produce code, tell Gemini that you want to learn the code, okay? So it's definitely a foreign language. That's what programming is. I know a lot of you have had prior programming classes before, so you kind of get the gist of what a variable is and data types, and understand the structure of a program, things like that. But if not, then you just need to allow yourself some discomfort while you learn these things. And the first way you learn them, I think, is to look at a video, look at the examples, and then copy those examples, and then do the same thing with Gemini. Look at the examples, understand the examples, and then copy those into your IDE. The IDE that I'm going to use is called IntelliJ. So I do have a video for you on that, how to install IntelliJ. There's also, this was in my previous video, there was also you get a 1-year license. I just did this, I know it works. And you get a 1-year educator license if you are a student or a teacher. So all you have to do is give it your Fresno City College address, give IntelliJ your Fresno City College address, and you don't have to wait. There's no authentication process or anything like that, but you'll get IntelliJ. If all that fails, just use IntelliJ Community Edition. You can use that, I think, even without logging in. I take that back. It may require a login, but the Community Edition works just fine. And then someone asked me what SDK do we use. There are new. There's a new compiler that doesn't even require the public static void main that I've been using for the last 25 years, but it's not at 17. I use SDK 17 because it works with Spring Boot. That's our web server interface that we're going to be using after we get through Zookeeper Challenge. And so anyway, that's what I use is 17. So I'm going to end this video here at 14 minutes. So hopefully that gives you get you started with this class, and I'll check in with you on Thursday.